Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at education vocabulary.
Yeah, maybe you're prepping for an English exam or you
Yeah,
just want to, sound really smart at your next PTA meeting.
exactly. Sound like you really know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So we found this really helpful list of education vocabulary from IELTSbuddy.com.
Yes, they've got a great list there.
They do. It's pretty extensive though, so we're just going to hit some of the highlights today.
Yeah, we're going to give you a little taste of each word
Exactly. Give you a little taste.
so you can impress your friends.
Okay, so the first word on the list is attendance. Pretty basic.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah, it just means being present, at a place or an event.
Yeah, and they give the example. Attendance is mandatory for all students during the school term.
Makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So the next word is cheating.
Oh, yeah, we all know about cheating, right? So it means to behave dishonestly or unfairly,
Yeah,
to gain an advantage,
to get what you want.
to get what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they give the example. He did really well in his exams, but he cheated. He copied from a friend.
Right.
So,
Okay, moving on to co-educational.
coeducational refers to an education setting where both male and female students learn together.
Right, and the example they give is, I believe that co-educational schools prepare students for their future better than single-sex schools.
Interesting.
Okay, next we have concentrate.
To concentrate means to focus your attention or your effort on something specific.
Right, and the example is, it is difficult to concentrate on my college work if there is a lot of noise.
Ah,
I think we've all been there.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the next word is coursework.
Coursework, that's the work that students complete as part of a course or a subject.
Right.
And often it's assessed separately from exams.
Okay.
So for example, the coursework for my biology class includes conducting experiments, writing lab reports, and completing research assignments.
Okay, interesting.
So a lot of work.
Up next, curriculum.
Curriculum, that's basically a structured program of studies or courses offered by an educational institution.
And they give the example. The school's curriculum includes a diverse range of subjects such as mathematics, science, literature, and physical education to provide students with a well-rounded education.
So all the things that you're expected to learn
Right.
in a school or a college.
Okay. Next, we have distance learning.
Distance learning, that's a way of learning where the students and teachers are in different locations.
Right.
And they connect through technology.
Yeah, the example they give is many universities offer distance learning programs for students who are unable to attend classes on campus.
Right.
Okay. The next word is extracurricular activities.
These are activities outside of the regular school curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
but they're often offered by schools or by community organizations.
They say extracurricular activities help students develop a well-rounded skill set.
Right, so you're not just learning, the academic subjects,
Yeah.
you're also learning other things, like maybe music or sports or debate team, all sorts of things.
Okay, moving on to graduate.
To graduate means to successfully complete a course of study
Mm-hmm.
and receive a diploma or a degree.
And they give the example. My graduation ceremony was in 2009.
Oh, wow.
A big day for any student.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, next is higher or tertiary education.
Higher or tertiary education is education beyond the secondary level.
Right, so that would be
Usually at a university or a college.
university college, yeah.
Yeah.
The example they give is, after completing secondary school, many students choose to pursue tertiary education at universities or colleges to further their academic and career goals.
Makes sense.
Okay, so the next word is homework.
Oh, homework. The bane of many students' existence.
Right.
Homework refers to tasks or assignments that teachers give students to complete outside of class time.
Yeah, and they give the example, homework reinforces what we learn in class.
That's the idea.
Right.
Whether it works or not is another question.
Okay, next up is illiterate.
Illiterate describes someone who is unable to read or write.
Right, the example they give is, many children in the poorest countries are illiterate.
Right, highlighting a very serious global issue.
The next word on the list is literacy.
Literacy refers to the ability to read and write.
And they give the example, literacy rates have declined considerably in Western countries over the last decade.
Interesting.
Yeah, plagiarism is next.
Plagiarism, that's when you're using somebody else's work or ideas
Right.
as your own without giving them credit.
And they give the example, the student was expelled for plagiarizing an entire research paper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Big consequences.
Okay, next we have primary education or school.
This is the first stage of formal education,
Right.
usually for children between 5 and 11.
Okay.
In the U.S., we often call it elementary school.
Right.
And the example they give is elementary school teachers focus on building foundational skills in reading, writing, and mathematics to prepare young students for future academic success.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to qualification.
A qualification is an official credential that shows a person's skills, knowledge, or experience.
And they give the example, I am qualified to teach English.
Great!
Okay, secondary education or school is next.
Secondary education is the stage of education after primary education,
Okay.
usually for students between 11 and 18 years old.
Okay.
And in the U.S., we usually call this high school.
Right, and they give the example, in secondary school, students typically study a broader range of subjects in preparation for higher education or vocational training.
So you're starting to specialize a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at the next word on our list, which is semester.
Semester, right? So a semester is a division of the academic year,
Okay.
typically lasting for several months, like a term, but usually
Yeah.
a semester is a bit longer than a term.
Right, okay.
So for example, the fall semester begins in September and ends in December.
Okay, so what's next?
Next word is tuition.
Ah, yes, tuition.
Yes, tuition. The fees charged for instruction at a school, college, or university.
Right, the example is, many students rely on scholarships to help cover their tuition costs.
Yeah, because tuition can be expensive.
Very expensive these days.
Yeah.
Okay, next on the list is undergraduate.
An undergraduate is a student who is pursuing a bachelor's degree
Okay.
at a college or university.
So they haven't quite gotten to
Like, got into the graduate level yet.
to that next level, yeah.
The example is undergraduate students often take a variety of general education courses.
Right, so they're getting a broad base of knowledge.
Okay, the next word is virtual classroom.
Virtual classroom.
Yeah.
That's an online learning environment that simulates a traditional classroom, like we're doing now, sort of.
Yeah.
The virtual classroom allows students to participate in discussions from anywhere with an internet connection.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Very convenient.
And lastly, we have workshop.
Workshop, an interactive session or series of meetings
Okay.
focusing on a specific topic or skill.
The example they give is, I attended a writing workshop to improve my essay skills.
Right, so it's more hands-on
Yeah.
than just, listening to a lecture.
Right, more interactive.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the end of the list.
We made it.
We covered a lot of ground here today.
We did.
Going from attendance all the way to workshop.
The whole gamut.
We've looked at the definitions and some interesting examples of how these words are used in the context of education.
I think it's fascinating how each of these words plays a role in shaping the educational landscape.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like I have a much better grasp on these terms now.
Me too.
And I'm sure our listener does too.
I hope so.
Dear listener, maybe you'll even be able to sprinkle some of these words into your next conversation about education.
And if you want to explore any of these topics further, there's a whole world of knowledge out there waiting to be discovered.
That's a great point. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.